What's up, Dragon Brood? We are back with day 2 of Strixhaven Standard. And yesterday's deck, everybody really enjoyed it, so that was awesome. Glad that worked out. Today, we're taking a different spin on mono white aggro. Now, we all know the traditional deck that plays all of the selfless saviors and Alseeds and apparition or aspirants and things like that, right? So this is going to be a bit different than that because we're focusing on stuff from the new set. So we're going to be playing more Magecraft and more lessons. That's going to be the target here to see if we can make these work. So if you're in for the ride, let's go. Okay, now one thing I do want to point out here is this deck has been cleaned up a little bit after we played some of the games. So sometimes I'll show a video that's fresh going in, sometimes I'll show it after we wrap it up. In this particular case, I'm showing one that actually is basically what we're going to call for now the final version based on the games that we played. So when you watch the footage, there may be one or two cards that we ended up pulling that aren't in the deck anymore. Maybe we adjusted the numbers. So don't freak out too much. It's really kind of just give you the overall view of how this deck plays in various matchups. Now, one of the biggest things about this deck is that we are playing a ton of 1 and 2 mana things, hence the very extremely low land count. And this is probably the only way we can get away with it because we only have a handful of things that cost 3 mana. Everything else is super cheap. We also want to be able to play multiple spells in a turn. This is for 2 reasons. One, we have Clarion Spirit, which every time you play a spell, your second spell for the turn, you get an additional 1/1 flyer, which is awesome. But then we also have some things with Magecraft. So the more spells we can play in a turn, the better. So we have Lumimancer, which gets +2/+2. We have Leonin Lightscribe, which also gives everything +1/+1 for each spell that you play. So between these two cards, you're going to get a lot of extra benefit. And same thing with the Clarion Spirit. Additionally, we do have the ability to play Mavinda, which is also awesome. What Mavinda does is, I guess, she, I think Mavinda's a she, allows us to play an additional spell out of our yard if it targets a creature we control. If not, we have to pay an additional 8 mana. Well, we're rarely going to have the extra 8 mana because of our land count. So you're mostly looking to play things that you can replay on your turn, but you can also play them on your opponent's turn. Usually it's going to be on yours, and let you get those extra big abilities. So a lot of stuff you're looking like Defiant Strike also lets you draw a card, so you can maybe chain 2 or 3 spells together. You also have stuff like Fairy Godmother, which works as a spell to give something flying. So we have a lot of different stuff here that's really happening. One of the ones I'm really happy in the deck is Fight as One. This is a really good cheap way to protect your team against, Heartless Axe or Frostbites, things like that. Really cheap to allow you to kind of play a couple things, leave 1 mana open, defend your team, and kind of keep doing what you're doing the next turn. So overall, this has a lot of punch with very low mana and sometimes not even having that many creatures on the battlefield. So really going to be excited about this. We do have some protective spells here when you're talking about Feat of Resistance to give something protection, but also gives an extra +1/+1. We do have some extra lands hiding out here in Shajiri Shelter, which gives something protection from a color, and Kabira Takedown, which can also be used as a removal to kill something on the opposition. So we're not without lands, but we're trying to trim as many lands as possible. And we're actually okay with there being some come into play tap lands because we have so many 1 mana things. So even if we have to go turn 1 spell, next turn a land comes into play tapped, we can still likely play something else on that turn and still have 2 or 3 creatures going into turn 4, turn 5, and really be able to push through the way we want. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. We are utilizing, like I said, all those new cards. In addition, we're playing Elite Spellbinder because this card's just great in so many matchups. But yeah, this is one of those decks that you are going to need to probably spend some wild cards if you want to build this for the new standard with all the Strixhaven stuff. But I will say, it's not really packing a lot of rares and mythics. Castle Ardenvale is obviously an old rare. Mavinda's a mythic, but it's only 2. You've got Elite Spellbinder for 3. Lightscribe is 4, and then I think the rest are commons and uncommons. So yeah, so you don't really have that many. I mean, you're talking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rares and 2 mythics is really the whole deck. And that's not really too bad. It's basically a budget build. Even if you wanted to build this in paper, it's going to be pretty close to budget. So let's go watch the games, see what happened. We get to go first. Okay, well, we'll see if these Clarion spirits can get to do anything. I would love it if they left our Clarion spirits alone. I have a feeling they won't, but we'll see. Oh, I was wrong. They are going to leave it alone. Then here... we're definitely going to play a second Clarion Spirit. I'm just trying to decide if I want to play Defiant Strike or this thing to... I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and snag this. So in the event they go and get something like a Heliod or whatever, we can off that. Apparition, sure. What do we wish to do here? Alright, let's do this. And basically just say like, hey, you want to put the pressure on, let's do it. Man, I so badly want to draw one of our Leonin dudes. See, that's the thing I actually thought about playing in here, but my mana's so light, I couldn't really justify it. But man, do I want to. Heraldic Banner is such an underutilized card. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage if we really want it. Yeah, we're just going to take it to the face. Why not? No blocks. Okay. Ooh, that's not bad either. So do we... how badly do we want to get rid of Heraldic Banner and give them a 3-power creature? That's kind of the next option issue here. Alright, Defiant Strike on this. Oh, you. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to play this because now that we have this, I mean, we could possibly just have lethal a couple of ways next turn, so we just got to go for it. Actually, no, it was a mistake to actually play the Lumimancer. I forgot I had the Alseid. I should have just left that up to protect our Light Scribe. Because the Light Scribe basically means we had lethal, no matter what happens here. Okay, well, we're still going to have lethal anyway. Ended up not mattering, but still, it could have. Yeah. Or we could protect it and then try to play Clarion Spirit in this, but they're both... oh, no, it's a human and a non-human. So, alright, sure, let's pass. Let's see what the opponent's got. No attacks. In the turn. I shouldn't be so conservative here, but I'm going to. And see if I can get them to spend resources. And then now if they kill it, then we maybe just get to protect the Clarion Spirit. Alright. And a Fervent Champ. Sure. Respect that. I mean, the good news is we did make them spend multiple resources to kill one creature, which we do like. Takes away some of their combat trick options. Do they have another frostbite? Ah, they did. Gosh dang it. Well, by doing that, they lose their own Bone Crusher, though. So that's actually alright for us. Yeah, I don't know if that was necessarily the best play for them, actually. Alright, no more burn spells, opponent. You've had too many. Stop that. No more. You are not allowed. Man, I'm not blocking. So I guess we're going to get hit with the Rimrock Knight here. Hey, Nick. Thanks for swinging by. Yep, there's the Rimrock Knight, as expected. Too bad I don't have anything that when I play a spell, I get to gain life. I need that Magecraft card. This is not great. This is really not great. I'm probably just blocking with this Fairy Guide Mother, no matter what the opponent's doing here. Unless they kill it, of course. Oh, this must be Embercleave time. That sucks. Yep, we did. Actually, we do have one out. We do have one out. We're not quite... No, we're going to be dead anyway. Because we can't prevent 5 next turn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dead regardless. I don't really mind them per se. It's just like, for content, it sucks for y'all to have to watch me play against Yorion decks. Yeah, we'll just attack. I need to draw a land here pretty badly. The Omen Keel. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Okay, that helps somewhat. Let's go straight up to this. Ox, Auron, and Dream Trawler. Whoa. Okay. Not too worried about Ox yet. Dream Trawler is super annoying. Auron's Epiphany can also be annoying, but none of those really do anything right now. If we just take Omen of the Sea, is that just as good? Man, I don't even know what I want to take from the opponent here, truthfully. I sort of feel like Dream Trawler is the right answer. Because they don't even have a way to... Well, they could use this to get double red, I guess. Alright, I guess that. That was a weird situation to be in. That didn't feel right. Alright, let's see what happens. I mean, yeah, you're gonna put the Epiphany over there. Sounds good. So they can still leave mana up to Omen of the Sea. All that checks out. Man, I want to land so bad. Like, the play here really is, if I want to be super aggressive, play Leonin Lights Grab. See if we can find a land with Defiant Strike. I'm going to have to do this backwards, though, sadly. Because I want to leave up the fight as one. Okay, we did find a land. So sadly, I could have gambled and it would have paid off. But I didn't know that at the time, of course. Okay. Go ahead and play a land. Play this. So now I have odd and even on the table, but I don't have to worry about that because they're just gonna probably try to burn stuff, I would think. And we know the majority of their hand at this stage, though they're about to draw a card, so there'll be more unknown information. Did get a Defiant Strike in the yard, so we can use that with Movenda if we want to. I also like having a Fight as one that you can use with Movenda as well. I do like that. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. What are we up against? I don't think they really even want to play an Ox here. I mean, maybe, just to have something to block, but... Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, sure. Can I make creatures big enough to kill Yorion? I think I can, actually. Good draw by them, though. So, we can Defiant Strike. I was trying to think if I want to play this Movenda, because then I'd be able to... Oh, it's only... Yeah. That's 3. We have 5, so we'd be able to Defiant Strike twice, which would be worth plus 3? No, plus 2, plus 4 to whatever we put it on. So I could potentially kill a Yorion. Or we could... Don't know how the opponent wants to deal with this. We could also Fairy Guide Mother on the Fairy Guide Mother. Then Feat of Resistance, then Fight as one. I think that's what we want. And then we can still... This allows us to play Feat of Resistance if they block with the Yorion and still keep the Fight as one. If the opponent opted to not block, then that would have just been GG's. Okay, so this is still going to kill our Spellbinder if we don't... Actually, no, that's not true, because we can just give it protection. Let's just do that. From blue. And yeah. Actually, wait. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? If my math's right? Oh, no, because they're both non-humans. Ah, dang it. Close. Close. Not quite. I would have left the opponent at 2, I think. So yeah, we have to wait. But this lets us protect 2 things if they try to outright kill them. If they just try to remove them or something, we can't do anything about that. Shatter the Sky, that's what we were looking for. Hopefully they do not have a counter here. I'm going to target there and there. Looks like they don't. Alright, that'll do it. Because I've been home and not been doing the work thing. Well, I'm working, but working from home. I haven't been really out traveling or anything, so I am way behind on getting my tires changed and everything else, but I've also not had a reason to. So now that we're getting back to some semblance of reality, I have to think about that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play Alseid. And I'll probably end up sitting on this Fight as one. See what the opponent has. We're going to choose that and that. And we're going to charge that and that. I don't want to give up my things yet, opponent. Now the Lumimancer's dead. Fair enough. I assumed something of the sort was going to happen. Alright, no more removal for you. Oh, excellent. Excellent. That is the best case scenario. They burned everything on our little dudes. Oh, they drew a fire prophecy, though. Gosh, dang it. How lucky. Come on. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I guess serves me right. I could have been a little safer holding on to that fight as one a little bit longer. Oh, they found another Anax. All right. Come on, deck. We need some love. Help us out. Oh, hey, that's awesome. Don't hate that. All right, we're gambling. Ooh, that's 3 damage. Dang it. Oh, this gives protection, though. So yeah, let's do that. And we'll end the turn. We may need this Tajiri Shelter just to be able to punch through, possibly. But we also, you know, if we can get 2 spells in a turn, that could be good. Opponent might just go land an axe and just get an extra couple of 1/1s. But those don't even block, and now we're getting to where we can start generating creatures that come over the top, which is pretty nice. If they have a removal spell, they really have to use it now. Yeah. Yeah, Rimrock doesn't block anything, so if we're in a race, they're just top decking and we're pseudo top decking. Popping in for a second to work, how are those new white cards treating you? I don't know, people ask that every time they pop into the streams. They want to ask, like, how's every deck doing that we're playing? Mostly I'll say rewatch the video, but no, they're fine. They're fine. This is a tough spot for the opponent, though, because they're the red deck trying to be super aggressive. And they really, I mean, they burned all of our early creatures, but then now they're pretty slowed to a bad situation here. And Rimrock Knight is a real drawback for them. Ooh, that's exciting. That is very exciting. Because we can... We can automatically turn this into a 4/4, right? So that won't even matter. Let's just do this. Since this is a sorcery. And then we'll just play this, make another token. And then we'll attack with all of it. Because we already know what they have in hand, which is nothing. Yeah, they're dead. Robo Rally, here's the thing about Robo Rally. See, and that's a good example, right? Where I wouldn't immediately tell somebody like Robo Rally is a game I really enjoy, but it is a good game and I will play it. But it depends on who I'm playing with, right? If you want a serious strategy game that I'm playing with other gamers, then yeah, we can fire up Robo Rally all day. But if I'm going to play with like family and in-laws and stuff that aren't full-time gamers, then I'm definitely not playing Robo Rally, because that's just going to be a headache of a game for them to try to figure out. Okay, what do we do with this? I mean, I guess we play Clarion Spirit knowing it's going to die, but then we could play back-to-back Spellbinders next turn. Or, I mean, the next 2 turns, which is probably okay. But yeah, I like Robo Rally. Robo Rally is good. What a lot of people don't know is Robo Rally was actually the first game which the Akos was pitched by Richard Garfield. But because it was a board game that's so expensive, their little studio wasn't able to produce it. So he came back, I guess, I want to say like a month later or so, with Magic and showed them that. And then they were like, oh, we can at least afford to produce a card game, so let's do that. So Magic only came about because they couldn't afford to make Robo Rally. Like, that's actual true story. Which is crazy to think about, as popular as Magic is and everything else. But like, yeah, it wasn't their first choice. Wild, but true. Man, I was not, like, I hadn't even seen anybody play Jiraiya's Disruption against me in a good minute. I wasn't even expecting that. Ugh. They got me, though. Yep, and there's a Binding of the Old Gods. That's what I was actually hoping to get out of their hand. What do they have? They have a Heartless Act anyway, though. Blech. Blech. Alright, well, is what it is. Sadly, I've got to play this as a land, so I can maybe protect a Light Scribe next turn. Though I could get in a situation where a Light Scribe could do a lot of damage that following turn. That'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nah, not quite killing them, but be cool. Alright, so they put the Yorion in hand. How do we feel about that? I think I can only play this, because I can still protect it. Oh, man, when it comes to game industry stuff, I've got facts for days. Like, I've seen so many things and talked to so many people that the average gamer doesn't even know they exist or are even important in the game industry. Well, I was really hoping I would have drawn something. It's not going to cut it. I think we're going to end up dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They need to get to 9 to play their Emergent Ultimatum. They're going to be able to do that pretty quick. Yeah, I think we're toast. I mean, I tell people all the time that's funny is, like, even when it comes to, like, different game companies, like, people that own board game companies and distribution stuff or whatever, like, literally, I have spent the night at the house of the vice president of sales of one of the big distribution companies. I've had some that were invited to my wedding. I have hung out for a weekend with guys that own board game companies. Like, and that's just fortunate because of situations I've been in. I didn't even do anything special to make these situations happen, mind you. Yeah, I'm just going to roll that one up. I think we're just done there. This is neat. Double Lumamancer. Haven't had this happen yet. I wonder if... I mean, I guess I just Alseed first, because I'm not really going to play anything to... Alright, we'll keep it. I think I'm going to Alseed first, because it's not like I'm going to play Lumamancer and then a spell anyway. And if they have a removal card, they may just want to get rid of Alseed because it can protect something later. Which tends to be a popular play. Alright, let's draw an untapped land for next turn. Would be awesome. So then I could actually maybe play Takedown and protect the Lumamancer would be great. I mean, I assume one of the Lumamancer's is just dead here, though. No, not at all. I ain't blocking. I'll tell you that. Okay. Well, now we get to do some things. Let's take down... Actually, I really want to play multiple spells here, but I also kind of want to just play Defiant Strike and then take advantage of Mavinda next turn, maybe, if we're lucky. But I don't want to leave these Lumancers to where they're getting crushed, so I'm just going to do this. And again, this is probably too conservative of a line. I should probably just be going for it here. But I'm not. I'm a wuss. But that was a good hit, though. We're back at 20, opponents at 15. We got rid of their thing that's going to possibly gain some life here. Opponents deciding they no longer wish to attack. Probably smart on their part. Let's take down again on this. Attack. And you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and play this Shelter down, which might be wrong. But it increases the odds that if I want to, I can play Mavinda and one of these. Because at some point, I'm just going to say to hell with it. The Salseed's not protecting anything anymore. We're just going to go for it. And if we get the opponent low enough, Mavinda becomes almost even more of a threat than the Lumamancer. Or we could Mavinda, cast this, draw a card, pump those, cast this again, draw a card, pump those. Like, that's a thing that can happen. Or just a bunch of Defiant Strikes. That's also a thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Just to see what we draw here. Oh, another Mavinda. That's not really what we wanted. All right, is that all we're getting out of that? Come on now. And a card, which is not bad. We'll have to use that next turn. I mean, they can make us sack the Alseid. That'd be something. Sacrificing that to get a 1/1? Sure. I mean, it does block and gain them some life, so it's all good. Do we use this? Because this would let us get a lesson that will maybe let us... Yeah, let's do it. Because then I could just get this. Witherbloom, sure. We're doing some things here with these little bitty cards. Shelter. Shelter could protect a thing. Is it even worth it, though? We could do this. Give this +1, and then... It'd be a 4, so they wouldn't have a good block. Yeah, I'm just going to do that, because now they're just going to be forced to find something. Like... Take this now, I guess? And they'll gain some life. Sadly, if they get an extinction event, this is going to kind of sort of suck. But we do have a backup Mavinda, at least. Oh, that... Does that even do anything? What was it, 9? Don't think it does. I mean... Well, yeah, alright. Pump this. Give those a bonus. We can... I guess I'll just take that for sport. They can block that. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do this. Get a Guiding Voice. Play it on this one. Let me just get all these things in hand. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say give one of these protection from a color, and that's it. All right. I want to say I was really happy with this deck list that it actually came together and did mostly what we wanted it to do. The reason I really was proud of this one is because it is actually pretty close to being a reasonable budget list that actually is still fairly competitive. If you want to ladder with it, awesome. I don't know how it would hold up necessarily in like top tier tournament play, but if you got to build it on the cheap and just want to take a shot, go for it and find out. You're actually going to probably surprise your opponents and win some games. And I think it's important to have budget-ish options available pretty regularly. So people who want to jump in, especially here at the beginning of the season and don't have to, use a bunch of resources, whether that's wild cards or cash or whatever, to get the cards they want, can actually play something really nice and different. And this is also good because it differs pretty significantly from the previous mono white aggro decks that we've been seeing that are pretty much jam-packed with rares and mythics as well. Now, for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Desertion. And this is one of those cards that I remember when it first came out, like, it was the first time I remember a card like taking a thing with no recourse, right? It counters the spell, and then you just get the thing. And I was like, man, this card's not fair. How is this a real Magic card? It turns out it wasn't really that bad, but at the time, man, it was super annoying. And it just reminds me like how different things are from the time you start learning to play and things seem so crazy where like even a crawl worm is awesome. But then imagine getting your crawl worm countered by Desertion. Those were the days back in Magic, let me tell you. Don't forget, if you want today's deck list, you can get it down in the description below. As well, if you want to come follow me on any of my streams and be part of any of the coverage, you can follow those as well. All that's down in the description also. Or if you want to come join us in our Discord, especially early here in the season, if you want to get help with your Strixhaven decks or just ask questions about stuff or not even know what's going on and just get a heads up on a few things, I recommend it. And finally, if you're going to be shopping on TCG Player or Amazon for anything, I have affiliate links down below. So if you're shopping, if you just use those links, you'll be giving the channel a 1 to 3% kickback on whatever you buy, and you don't have to spend any more money and still be able to help support me. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.